Ever since I saw that opening teaser trailer for Splatoon 3 at the end of that Nintendo Direct, I immediately thought it was going to be some type of adventure mode Splatoon spin-off, something a lot bigger than we've ever expected from this franchise. And of course, it turned out just to be Splatoon 3, which is fine, but it just wasn't what I was really hoping the series would actually evolve into. And if you guys have been following the channel since, Splatoon 2 came out in 2017, I've been talking so much about the campaigns to these games, because I've just never been big fans of them. I've always wanted Splatoon to take these concepts that they're doing and just expand on them greatly. And I get it, these games are mostly multiplayer experiences, so with the single player campaign just being a small extra add-on, so they were never going to be as expansive as I was hoping for them to be. I made so many videos talking about how they could actually expand these campaigns and make grand adventure modes, and then I thought to myself, well, that might be too ambitious to also have multiplayer and tons of other things in it. So then my only hope was that Nintendo just decided to finally spread their wings and do something completely different that they've never done before. Actually make a spin-off Splatoon game that's just single player focused and no multiplayer. I thought it was a dream. I made multiple videos on it, and honestly, I never thought it would actually happen. I thought we would just move on to Splatoon 4, and it's probably going to just be the same thing. But of course, probably my most anticipated, most wanted game, it was announced on Twitter. Yes, Nintendo announced a Splatoon adventure spin-off game called Splatoon Raiders. That's not Splatoon 4. It's going to be its own thing that's a single-player adventure game for Splatoon. Once again, I have been waiting so long for something like this, for them to expand on the Splatoon series and actually grow it into different directions, and to finally get a 3D action-adventure game with Splatoon is a dream come true. And I'm here to tell you why this is such an important game for Nintendo, and why this could be one of the biggest games on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I'm somebody that was a huge Splatoon fan from the very beginning. The second I saw the first trailer for the Wii U title, I immediately was hooked and wanted to play. I played every single beta test of this game, the entire test period time frame as well. I couldn't stop playing this game. It's probably one of my most time spent I've ever played on a single Nintendo game was Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. I played countless hours of 2 and 3 and was just automatically a huge fan of this series, and I can't wait to see what else they do with it. But still, there was one thing that I was always kind of let down by. I loved the campaigns, but I felt like they were so underutilized. Every single game was the same style of campaign. It was floating obstacle courses in order for you to take out some enemies, do some basic puzzles, and make your way to the end of the stage. It was rinse and repeat the same thing for 3 games straight. Even the Octo expansion, which did improve on things, making the missions more unique, fun, and difficult, still was overall the same premise, and I was really tired of this formula and really wanted Nintendo to do something more. I think a lot of people were also in the same boat as well. Splatoon 3 gave me a little bit of hope at first, because Nintendo did say that they were having some type of new DLC, which looked to be drastically different, and I was hoping it would kind of take Splatoon in a new direction for their single player, and it definitely was a new direction, but not necessarily the direction that I was hoping for. It turned it into a roguelike, which was a cool, unique, different mode for Splatoon, and actually worked really well with the premise of how Splatoon plays, but still was not what I was looking for. And like I said, that opening to Splatoon 3 almost looked like it wanted to go more open. They had this giant canyon, and it looks like you could walk anywhere that you wanted to and paint anything that you wanted to that you could see, but of course everything was roped off and fished off simply due to the fact that it's just a tutorial area that you're supposed to be guided through, and then it's over. It made me so mad I couldn't walk to that upside down Eiffel Tower or to the mountains in the back and just explore the region. Instead, it was just all fenced off and just teasing me. But now we can actually have it. Now it's real. We can actually walk around and explore a world and paint around a world and have a real flushed out story potentially, with tons of enemies and enemy types and collectibles and places to search, and my mind just running rampant with what ideas that they could be coming up with. I mean, seriously, we don't even know how is this game going to play. Is it going to be like a 3D platformer, more of an open sandbox like Mario Odyssey or Sunshine? Is it going to be a collectathon, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie? Is it going to be something that's just like straight up open world, almost like Breath of the Wild, where we can go wherever we see, like all the the islands are accessible from the beginning. We can paint in order to get up mountains and buildings and structures. We can find tons of secrets and Easter eggs and stuff, like secret scrolls again, adding to the lore. I mean, it already added so much lore with the little campaign that these games had in the past. Can you imagine how much lore a full-fledged, adventure game, standalone game is going to have? Oh my goodness. I want to go back to the past campaigns we've had, because let me clarify, they were not bad. Honestly, Splatoon 3's campaign was pretty good, and Splatoon 2's Octo expansion was really good, probably still the best one we've had yet, but at the same time, it just felt like they were a little too basic. It felt like a big collection of challenge rooms from something like Super Mario Odyssey, where actually these rooms would work great in the next big Splatoon adventure game. For instance, if Splatoon Raiders actually has little challenge rooms where you can hop in and do these rooms that look like the campaigns in the past games, but then go back to an open world adventure as you continue in the overworld, that would be pretty cool. These could be like little shrines that you complete. And honestly, with this game coming out, it makes me wonder if Splatoon 4 will even have a campaign at all. I kind of hope they just focus on multiplayer and instead have spin-off games that focus on the campaign in larger and greater ways and actually, spread more of the lore. Would be awesome. That way the multiplayer games can have the most maps and game modes and, functions that it possibly can have without having to sacrifice anything for that additional little story mode. And let's say no, it doesn't affect these small story modes we still have in the main games, like Splatoon 4 still has a small campaign like we've been playing. I think I would enjoy them even more now, knowing that there are still full-fledged Splatoon spin-off adventure games that we could be getting, along with these small little campaigns that come packed in with the multiplayer Splatoon experiences. I think I definitely would appreciate them and enjoy them more, just, knowing what they are and appreciating them for what they are. Just small little bite-sized, modes in order to learn the main mechanics, get a little bit of lore, and some fun stuff to do offline. And like I said before, I think a lot of people are extremely sleeping on this game. I think this was one of the smartest ideas Nintendo could ever do. They've already had a Splatoon game launch in the same launch year as a console, with Splatoon 2 launching literally just months after the release of the Nintendo Switch 1. So doing this again, but this time with a big single-player adventure game, is going to get a lot of people interested into this. For people that don't want to play multiplayer shooting games or anything like that, they can actually sink their teeth in a full single-player story mode experience, which you're going to have two this year, one with Donkey Kong and one with Splatoon. And a lot of people aren't thinking of it this way. They're hearing the word spin-off and thinking it's going to be something like a Warriors game, like Hyrule Warriors, or some type of 2D game that's just not the same thing. This is going to be base Splatoon, but without the multiplayer. You're going to have all the guns and weapons and subs and specials probably, and all the free movement that we have in Splatoon 3 probably just translated into a full single-player campaign. So I'm telling you right now, mark my words, if you were a big fan of Mario Odyssey, Bowser's Fury, Mario 3D World, even Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out, maybe even Astrobot if you played that one, because that was one of my favorites on PS5, this game is going to be for you. I can already tell. We haven't even seen much gameplay yet, but I'm telling you, this game is going to be very similar to those, even like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is something that you should be very excited for, and that's why I really am hoping that it's Nintendo's big holiday game this year, because I do think it's going to be as big as a 3D Mario or 3D Donkey Kong, or even a 3D Kirby. You just wait and see, I promise you. I'm genuinely so excited for this game. I think I'm more excited for this game than I am of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I've seen a lot more of Bonanza than we have of Raiders. We've seen like a couple of small clips of Raiders, no release date, nothing else, hardly any gameplay footage. But still, I can already tell that I'm just going to love that idea more. And, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Bonanza is better, and it's just better all around, and maybe I don't even like Splatoon. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to love this game. But my point is, this is going to be such a massive game, not just for Splatoon fans, but for non-Splatoon fans. Fans that didn't want to dive into the series because they don't really care about the multiplayer battling function. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to play an adventure game. Sit down, sit on the couch, and play something offline. this is going to be the game for you guys. And I cannot wait to see what the Splatoon team and Nintendo has been cooking all these years with Splatoon Raiders. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about this game. How excited are you for it? If you're excited at all, let me know down below, and what you want to see in this game. So like I normally do, if you guys have your own wishes for Splatoon Raiders, I want you to capitalize the word Raiders down below, followed by your Splatoon Raiders wish. What do you want to see them do with this game? What is your ultimate dream for this game? Once again, all you have to do is comment the word Raiders in all caps, followed by your Splatoon Raiders wish. Make it only one wish per person, and you could be featured in a future video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and I hope you all have a blessed day. See you guys.